Welcome back to the channel. So this is the second time now doing this video. I shot this entire video and it just messed up when I tried to export it. I have no idea why. So here we go again. Um, 6 signs of a spiritually dark person. Watch out for these people. I'm going to go through right now 6 very clear, identifiable things that spiritually dark people do or bring to your life. Basically, very quick ways to pinpoint if somebody should just be avoided at all costs, or if they might be a better person than that. But this will be very clear, identifiable ways to do it. So I have 6 of them here, fittingly so. Pull out the trusty old godforsaken smartphone that's good for a few things. Mainly, it's just evil and wreaks havoc. Anyway, number one thing that a spiritually dark person will bring into your life, and this will happen almost immediately: unexplainable tension. Some sort of just unexplainable. You don't know what it is. You can't put your finger on it. And those of us who've dealt with narcissists, we know full well what this is like. But it's like from the moment they enter your life, there's something between the two of you that's unnatural. There's some sort of feeling, emotional, emotion, attention. It's that little thing that you sit there and you ponder, but you're like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what this thing is, but there's something between us that's just not normal. Even if you kind of like the person, even if you're attracted to them, or you want to be friends with them, or whatever the case is, there's something there that you cannot place. That's something a spiritually dark person will bring into your life. You will wonder about them from day one. So everything else I'm going to say kind of is in line with that, but there's definitely different facets of this. So just know if you're dealing with a person that is not right for you, whether a friendship, a relationship, whatever the case is, from the moment they enter your lives, probably there's going to be some strange oddities that just don't quite add up to you. That's just a given. So, number two, a person who's spiritually dark is going to throw out comments to you that are unnerving or unsettling. These are very small usually, especially early on, and they grow and they build as time goes on. But from the earliest points of that situation, you're occasionally going to get those remarks that leave your head spinning. Those little subtle jabs or why did he say that? Why did she say that? Moments that leave you scratching your head later on. You know, the kind of moments that you're sitting there in bed, like you almost forgot about it. Maybe you didn't even think a thing of it at the time. And you're sitting there before you go to bed and you're thinking through things and you're like, wait a minute. Why why did she tell me that? It could have been them just saying, well, I have regrets about the past. I have regrets. Small thing. But it's said in such a way that it makes you wonder, are they still hung up on somebody? Are they still hung up? Was that like soft triangulation? Was that her way of gauging my interest or putting a stone in my shoe or what was that? And there's a million different ways this can break down. It could also just be straight up jabby comments. It could also be because this is what spiritually dark people, it's like they can't keep it to themselves. They can't quite keep things together. So sometimes it just word vomits. You could have a great conversation or even a day of texting or evening of texting or you saw the person or whatever and it was nice and it seemed like it was smooth and it was going somewhere. And then it's like they have to finish off the day or the conversation with that little thing that just cuts to the heart. Just that little comment of like, well, gee, thanks. Or, well, that was rude. And you're like, well, I didn't even say anything rude. What are you talking about? It was to just knock you off kilter just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I've had spiritually dark people tell me that they do these sorts of things and make these sorts of comments just to give themselves some power or to make you wonder or to be mysterious or whatever it is. They always want you to be in this unsettled state of mind. And one of the ways they do that are these little jabby, strange comments. The one, you know what I mean? The ones that just stick with you that you thought, that was totally unnecessary. I don't know what their motivation was, but why would they say that? I I wouldn't have said something like that. Why did they? That's the sort of thing that they bring to the table. And anytime you actually have to wonder consistently about what someone meant, it's not because they're a bad communicator. It's because they're trying to get you unsettled. They want to purposely be unclear or purposely put you in a state of confusion. So a spiritually dark person will make all manner of just odd, slighty, mysterious comments at weird times, just enough to make you wonder, to scratch your head, to ruminate. They will all do this. 100% of them are going to do this. Okay? So that's another thing. This is a big one. They are going to have a poor history of relationships. No ifs, ands, buts, questions. It's not even 99% of the time. It's 100. And this doesn't just mean romantically. When you get down to the bottom line, as we dealt with the narcissist, but anybody who's spiritually dark, you're going to notice some things about them. All of their relationships are incredibly surface level. They don't go deep. I knew a person, and I'm not going to say who just in case, or even reference the person. Let's just say in my extended family, there was an individual who I knew for 15 years. 15 years. And I saw them very, very regularly. And they were nice enough and they were kind enough. We got along fine. But in 15 years, I don't think I learned one thing about this person that a stranger on the street couldn't have known in one conversation. Meaning, it was always the most superficial, surface level things imaginable. It was the how are your days? How was this? Where'd you go to eat? But never ever, hey, when I was younger, this happened to me. Or, I went through an experience one time. Never one moment did this person open up. And this was extended family. This wasn't real close to me, but I knew them very well. This is what spiritually dark people do. And yes, there's a lot of spiritual darkness in that person. And it is a lot of hidden secrets upon layers that they never expose. Because spiritually dark people will not get vulnerable with anybody. They will not just totally open up and tell you their deepest, darkest, because they don't want to face it. They will go to their grave with so many secrets that they will never tell anybody. Who they've been with, how many they've been with, what sorts of things they've done, what atrocities they've committed, their scars, their wounds. They will not face those things. Spiritually dark people don't have that ability, and they will not be open and vulnerable with you about it. They will not. So if you find a person, basically, as you get to know them, you realize there just doesn't seem to be anything deeper to this. There's no connection here. They won't tell me anything I couldn't have learned from them the first conversation. That is a sign of a spiritually dark person. Why? Because they're hiding a lot of things. And believe me, I'm not saying any of us should go out and overshare. Should just start telling everybody our deep, dark, issues. I'm just saying, as you develop a relationship, a good friendship or a good relationship with a person, you will divulge things as time goes on and open up. Spiritually dark people will never do that. At the same time, they will often want you to do that. They'll want you to open up. They'll prod, they'll pry in little ways. They'll try to figure things out about you. That's what narcissists do. That's what spiritually dark people do. Meanwhile, the funniest thing is, these are the same people who will act like they have this huge diversity of really great, strong friendships and relationships. They're so close to their kids. They're parent of the year. They're so close to their brother or their sister. They're so tight. They're tight. And you get down to the bottom of it, they don't even really like their brother or sister. They don't really see them that much. And when they do, it's not good. They have the best friends. They're, my best friend, my bestie, and you get down to the bottom of it, they communicate with this person like once every few months, and they meet up with them every once in a while. And it's just this. It's not deep. In their relationship with their kids, mother or father of the year, like I said, but when you get down to the bottom of it, they don't have much of a relationship. Maybe it's like, I know this person, this is experience. I know this person. I kind of know their schedule now. I know when they talk to me. So she was at work here and here and here. She was talking to me at this point. We were on a date here. That only leaves like one evening the entire week she may have seen her children. Like maybe. Those are the things you figure out. That's not a person who has a close relationship with their kids. And most of them don't. Spiritually dark people don't have these close core, strong relationships. And in fact, what you also learn is their track record's history is bad. They have cycled through many relationships, and none of them ever really work. And this is why I hate to say this. It's not everybody, there's no absolutes, but if you are dealing with a person, say you're in your 30s, 40s, and they've never been married and they've never really had any children, or they've never really, there's something really wrong with these people. Really wrong. I'm telling you right now. I know numerous of them. And you think, how, she's like 35. How has she never been married and have any kids? Well, because nothing ever works with that person and anybody. Yes, there's the odd person once in a blue moon who's just really had terrible experiences and never found that right person. It happens every once in a while. But those people in their 30s, 40s who are like perpetually single, don't have kids, they're the auntie, they're the uncle, they never got married. 99% of the time, there's a very good reason why that didn't happen, and it's them. Anyway, the track record, the history, a spiritually dark person is going to have a lot of history. They probably won't share that much of it with you, but you'll just uncover bits and pieces and you'll understand none of the relationships are close, they're not tight, none of them are really very good, and their romantic relationships never last. Because they're dark. Another one, big one. Wish I'd known this one sooner. Earlier in my life, hot and cold treatment. One thing that spiritually dark people are going to do is give you hot and cold treatment. Yes, they might go all in and love bomb and stuff, just boom, bombs away early on. But as things go on, they're going to give you the hot and cold, the on and off. And so you're stuck wondering, do they like me? Do they not like me? She was all into me. Now she's not. We texted all day yesterday. We went on a date and it was great. And now I don't hear anything. And it's just this constant, is there really anything going here? And let me tell you something. I have had to learn this the hardest of ways, but it does not get any more simple than this to understand. If you're dealing with a person romantically and you're getting hot and cold treatment, they don't like you that much. And there could be 1,000 reasons why. It's probably not you at all. It could be their wounds, it could be their internal struggle, their trauma, they're dealing with other people, they're insecure. There's 1,000 reasons. But if anybody's giving you hot and cold treatment where you have to wonder all the time, do they like me? Do they not like me? Where does this stand? They're not that into you. They're just not that into you. You're not going to woo them and awe them and win them into submission. Walk away, do it politely, move on. They're not that into you. They're not, trust me. Someone who's into you is going to give you consistent, steady behavior. And today, guys, we live in a world where all the male and female coaches out there are pulling this same junk and they're telling people, dude, if it's a woman of value, she's gonna pull away. She's gonna pull back. She's gonna test you, dude. She's gonna test. That's a lie. Because anybody who's willing to do that is willing to lose you. They don't care that much. If you have a really valuable person, think about it, in your life that you really, really liked and you really wanted to build something with, are you just going to vanish for 3 or 4 days to see what they do? No, no. And those people are probably playing with other people behind your back. That's the truth. So the hot and cold treatment is from spiritually dark people because they're preoccupied with lots of other things. They like to string people along. They're dealing with lots of folks. And so, of course, with you, it's kind of like day to day. Today I want to talk to him. Tomorrow I'm talking to this person. Today I really like him. Today I don't. I just can't. That wishy washy behavior have nothing to do with it. And it's a sign of a spiritually dark person. Because a decent person would actually say, this isn't working out for me. Or they would back away and they wouldn't reach back out. They wouldn't be playing games. They just let their yes be yes or their no be no. Spiritually dark people won't do that. So hot and cold treatment, absolutely 100% a telltale sign of those individuals. Energetic connection. When you're dealing with somebody on that level, there is a spiritual situation involved. Bad behavior, rotten behavior, toxic behavior. This is absolutely driven by a dark spiritual disorder. As I say on here all the time, narcissism is a spiritual disorder. That's what it is. It's fundamentally at its base a spiritual problem that manifests in every other way. When you deal with these individuals, it is a energetic connection. I have had people show back up in my life literally the moment that I moved on from them. You know the battle it takes to get over somebody who's toxic, who's narcissistic, the trauma bond, all the questions, the iffy, the like, I don't know what's going on, and that rumination and that weird feeling that only they give you. When you finally move on from that, which takes time, and you're just flat done with that person, you're finished, and you don't even have to tell them. They know, and here they come. This has happened time and time and time again to me at numerous points in my life. The minute I was truly finished with one of these toxic people, they show back up in my life. That day, that week, they really do. That's because there's an energetic connection. There are spiritual forces going on in that situation that are relaying information, unbeknownst to them probably, that are telling them, hey, it's time to come back. Hey, it's time to leave. Hey, this is the stuff that happens because you're not dealing with things that you see. You're dealing with things that you don't see in the heavenly realm, the invisible realm. So when you're dealing with a spiritually dark person, expect those weird things, them to come and go at opportune times, to hit you up when you are at a vulnerable point or when you've closed them out, just like they somehow know, like a trigger went off in their minds because they were notified by dark forces. So there is just a feeling and an energy with a dark person that is palpable. I remember walking into the room before with the narcissist multiple times, just a normal day. And I walk into her house, and there's just weird energetic friction between us. Just this flaring up of my spirit, this like warring of spirits between us. And I've met other people. For the first time, I've met them. And as soon as I do, there's just this weirdness between us, the strangeness, and an energetic level. That's a dark person. The darkness in them is recognizing the light in you and vice versa. That's why that happens. So I have a last one here. And number 6 is really two things put together because they're connected. You cannot disconnect them. When a spiritually dark person enters your life, two things happen. Your peace decreases and your confusion increases, both at the same exact time. So imagine this. Here's your peace meter. It's up the top. Maybe you're at a good point. You've got a lot of peace. Here's your confusion meter. High peace, low confusion. When a spiritually dark person enters your life, frolics in, la 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 la, this happens. Your peace decreases, your confusion level increases at the same time until you get to this point, because that's what it is with the narcissist. That's what it is with these people. You ruminate, you're confused, you can't concentrate on work, you can't concentrate on your family, on a walk, on your hobbies, on anything that you do. From the moment they enter your life, because those little triggers, like I said, those little strange things they do, comments, just make you think. Instead of sitting there concentrating on your work, you find yourself daydreaming. Why'd they say that? Why'd they do that? Where are they? Am I going to hear from them again? Is that them that texted me? When are they going to text me? That's what they want. Spiritually dark people want to live completely in your mind, rent free. They want to dominate your thoughts. They want you obsessed with them. They want every single thing in your life to be about them. I've had people say this to me. Believe me, where I'll be at work and they'll text me jokingly say, people at work are really saying your work is suffering. You're always thinking about me. I kid you not. I've had people tell me that because that's what their purpose is to do. They've done it before and they're trying to do it with you. So, this is the simplest way to tell. All of the other ones can be summarized by this. If you're dealing with a spiritually dark person, you'll know very quickly because your peace will be disturbed and the amount of chaos, confusion in your life will increase. Very, very simple. A person sent by the devil is going to steal your peace and increase your confusion. A person sent by God is going to help you maintain your peace or even increase it. And things will be clear. If you're friends with a person or you're in a relationship with a person or you're talking to a person and things are just off and they feel weird and you're confused and you don't know what they're trying to accomplish and they seem in and out and wishy-washy, and please move on. Move on from these people. You have no business with them. They're not the right person for you. They're probably not the right person for anybody. They're there to disrupt you. So this is the sort of stuff that spiritually dark people do. And there's lots of others. But whenever you're now dealing with these individuals, think about these almost as a checklist. Do they say unsettling things? Is there a strange tension between us? Has my peace increased or decreased? Has my confusion increased or decreased? Is there an energetic pull to this whole thing? There's so many different things to look at, but just know if they're doing any of this, then they're also probably doing all of this. But just one of these things on a consistent level is enough to leave. Drop them out. Because a person who's for you, who's interested in you, friendship or otherwise, is going to be consistent and steady, and you won't have to wonder about it and you won't feel weird about it. So I hope this helps somebody. Drop comments below if it did. Come at you with another one soon. Until then, God bless.